FTC, and we're going to be doing the next set of matches between, this is losers bracket number 52, between Lijj on top and OhGodBears on bottom. Lijj has Lijj the Lancer, which is there mostly for offense, so he can also heal. Mondo the Knight, which is there mostly to be a tanky, to be the ultimate tank bot, healer bot. Marlena the Oracle, who's there mostly for drawouts. She has no yin-yang magic whatsoever. And she's fairly tanky despite her low HP, thanks to damage, split defense up, and move HP up, and actually light robe, so she has double regen. And then we have Lilith the Priest, which is there mostly to support the rest of the squad and to bring them up if needed. Then we have OhGodBears' squad, having Teddy the Ninja, offense, throw. He's also there to make sure he gets hits off through concentrate. Grizzly the Knight, who's there mostly to revive people, cast Holy, break stuff, Speed Ruin if needed. Koala Wizard, who mostly does damage. She has no black magics other than Flare. And Kermode the Lancer, who's there mostly to deal damage and occasionally be an item bot. Okay, on to the analysis. As you can see, most of the colors are fairly light, or actually rather, there's no dark color on the map, meaning I think Lijj outclasses OhGodBears in pretty much every category. In HP, not only is Lijj's unit slightly more tanky when you look at his Lancer, his Knight, and then his Oracle compared to, say, that Ninja, you also see that Lijj's units are more, how should you say this, they're better at resurrecting themselves. Yes, Lijj has fewer units capable of resurrection at range, but he has more units capable of resurrection. he has the same number of units capable of resurrection at range, but here's the thing, Lijj can do so at the highest CTR is 3. The lowest CTR for OhGodBears, except for his Lancer, is 4. So in short, OhGodBears is going to take way too long to revive his units compared to his opponent. Then if you look at damage, well, that Wizard has best compat with the Lancer and the Knight and deals like 378 off Kiku, but unless the Wizard can get 378 off Kiku without dying first, his opponent actually does slightly more damage because, first of all, that Oracle on Marlena the Oracle has good compat with all of OhGodBears' squad except the Wizard, so she does 216 off Kiku, and I would argue that's a lot more dangerous because of how tanky that Wizard is compared to OhGodBears'. Furthermore, just looking at KOs, there's exactly one KO for OhGodBears, and that's the Lancer against the Priestess good compat. He doesn't have any other one-hit KOs. 378 isn't enough to KO that Lancer or that Knight, and if that Lancer hasn't been damaged yet, he'll just trigger HP Restore, which kind of defeats the point of using Kiku. Meanwhile, that Lancer has a one-hit KO against not only the Wizard if her short charge doesn't go off, not short charge, MP switch doesn't go off, but also against the Ninja at neutral compat, so because he does 336 off that Lance. That, I would argue, essentially, that Lancer has more KOs on the other squad is why Lijj has an advantage in damage. Neither team uses status, so there's no point in talking about it. So let's skip on to luck, to be honest. Neither team is using any really heavy luck-based strategy, but Lijj has a unit with slightly higher evasion, i.e. his Knight versus has Abandon and a Feather Mantle, so it's a bit better at dodging stuff than OhGodBears' entire squad, but then again, it's not too severe since Kiku is what's going to be killing him anyways. Then we look at synchronization. OhGodBears has a 6-6-3-3 move setup, and as I've said before, this is not intelligent. He also has a Wizard charging short charged flares. This also is not intelligent when you're trying to use MP switch. It's also not that smart that you have. It's also not that smart, really, and that's about it, really. But the thing is, when this compares to Lijj's squad, which is 6-5-4-3, which is a lot better at in terms of internal has a lot better movement synchronization, and doesn't have things that compete with each other like that. And as for AI, well, every single unit on Lijj's squad, can heal itself, but on OhGodBears' squad, you have that Ninja which can't heal himself. So that could become problematic for OhGodBears if his Ninja ever goes into critical and runs off to a corner of the map. And synchronization will become a much more serious problem because the first map is in Deep Dungeon. It's that split up map. It's number 1. Alright, so, as noted before, OhGodBears' units are going to be in the red, and Lijj's units are going to be in the green. And teleport causes the unit to fly right past. And I think he's charging Flare, and the wizard counter charges Holy, but because of short charge, the wizard should go first, I think. No, but the wizard gets mid-charged anyways. So that Flare cast is completely wasted. Okay, so right now Lijj is at an early disadvantage, but it's nothing too bad. A Shuriken's thrown against the Lancer, I think? Yep, but he was just out of range for Kiku. It would have been very, very bad if the Lancer got taken down by Kiku. Okay, and now the Lancer jumps up. I'm not sure who he's attacking, but it's not relevant here. Lijj the Lancer goes in and KOs that ninja. Okay, so both the enemy units in range right there are both within Kiku death range. And Kiku drops both of them. Okay, so OhGodBears, just by virtue of Kiku, gained an advantage over Lijj right now. It's now 3-on-2, I think, and only the white mage can heal. But damage split kills his ninja, so it's back to... Okay, so the Lancer's going to be brought up by Raise 2. Marlena's still out of range to do anything. Holy's going to go off for virtually nothing. And Raise 2 goes off. Okay. Here's where the danger for Lijj is going to start. I mean, OhGodBears. If he tries using Kiku again... Oh wow, no HP restore. Okay. So it should be over now for Lijj. It's 4-on-1, and although it's relatively hard to reach that unit will die. Simply from Kiku, if nothing else. But Raise 2 goes off again. The Lancer gets damaged again. Because the Lancer's damaged, but he's death sentenced. So that probably wasn't the smartest idea. But then again, he teleports to the other side where that wizard can't be harmed. And all that Lancer's going to do is spend his turns trying to KO that ninja. Okay, so this is over. I think OhGodBears has this one. Yup. And Flare brings down the wizard. They'll just ignore the Lancer, but the Lancer can't do anything but attack. And if all he does is waste his turns attacking that ninja, it doesn't matter. Okay, so next turn the Lancer dies. And that wizard blocked a 5% hit. Wow. I mean a 15% hit. Sorry, an 85% hit. Ah. Okay, so congrats OhGodBears. You win round 1. Thanks to Kiku. FTC, we're going to do losers bracket number 52, round 2. OhGodBears took round 1 because... Oh no, sorry. This match is between Lijj and OhGodBears. OhGodBears took round 1 because his wizard had teleport, allowing him to move through Tiger's very, very odd terrain, and his Lancer had jump. That combination allowed him to KO the 2 tanks and main damage dealers on his opponent's squad. Meanwhile, poor Marlena, the Oracle, was unable to pretty much do anything until near the end of the match, and by then it was too late for her to affect things. So let's see what happens on a more open map. Now, map number 74, Svigi Woods. Okay. I think this one is going to favor Lijj a lot more, simply because of how OhGodBears' squad can't stay together. Okay, and the ninja's going to be slowed. No, we're not. Yeah, and I forgot to mention there is one... Oh yeah, there was a status. I forgot to mention, right. Lijj has haste on his squad, and OhGodBears doesn't. So, potentially this could be a very, very damaging factor for OhGodBears. It's all up to that wizard though. If that wizard can successively Kiku people like she did last time, this shouldn't be an issue. Let me... Raise 2 goes off. And that knight's gonna get no, the wizard's gonna get KO'd instead. Okay, so as we've seen from previous battles, this should be over now, because not only is it 4-on-2, the main damage dealer, i.e. that wizard, is dead on OhGodBears' squad. But she's back up, so... But then she's gonna spend a turn using Murasame, so... Yeah, and this should be over. Okay, so OhGodBears brings back up the rest of his squad. This still could be anyone's game then. Or not. Kiku drops the wizard again. Notice that ninja's running away and doing nothing. This is the biggest problem with that ninja, and I've already noted this. He doesn't have any healing capacities. Lancer goes on offense, KO's the only unit he can KO, and Raise 2 goes off, but I think that Lancer's going to get a turn now, so it won't matter. And even if it does, and even if the Lancer doesn't, the Wizard's going to have to spend a turn using Murasame, which is only going to put her back in range of getting killed by that Lancer. And because of the Lancer's higher speed, eventually that Lancer will get a double turn. But a Holy Proc goes off, and it doesn't trigger HP Restore. Okay, so that's the second time that's happened. If OhGodBears can capitalize on this, he can win, but he needs to quickly. Because it's essentially 4-on-3 right now. Okay, Chakra's not going to save you because Kiku's going to drop you like a fly. But Kiku now drops, no, not one, just one person. Because she was aiming to at least harm the other. Okay, Kermode the Lancer walks off, I think to heal the ninja, and the ninja goes over to make sure that the healing goes through. But the problem is doing that causes Lancer jumps, I think on... Which is the unit? I can't tell. It's the one behind the tree there. Oh, and the ninja finally casts a fairy, the first we've seen in this match. And it brings out the wizard for minimal HP. Oh right, that was against the knight that just killed the wizard last time. So the knight's gonna go on offense and kill the Lancer. Okay. But the wizard's gonna get killed again. So this is still anyone's match. But judging from the looks of it, OhGodBears now has an advantage, simply because he has more units up. And Lij's remaining units are split up. This spells trouble for... And now the ninja's healed again, so it's now essentially... It's now 3-on-2. Well, actually 3-on-1, because that Oracle's way too far to affect actions. Okay, so that ninja goes through Concentrate with goes through Abandon with Concentrate. The knight's slowed. Okay, this should be over. And because of how slow that knight is, he's gonna get double turned and KO'd. Since the Marlena can't even revive, this is over. This is 4-on-1. Despite her tanking ability, once that wizard gets a turn and uses Kiku, this is over. Yup. Okay, so congrats, OhGodBears. You will advance to face Pierce. I'm sorry, Lijj, you fought very well, but you lost.